Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to do it. We're going to put out the final video for achieving Paragon. Obviously, you do have to have your champions ranked up in order to also meet the other part of the title requirement, which we were lucky enough that we already had in place by the time that we performed this. Let's go ahead and just get in there and take a look at the path itself and how we got this part of the achievement done so that we could get the highest title in Marvel Contest of Champions. Right off the bat here, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to swap Hercules out on this team. He's not actually going to take the path with us, but we will bring him back in for the boss. Let's go ahead and look at that path, and I'll talk to you about who all did go on there and how we went. So right off the bat here, speaking of Hercules, we are going to face him as our first defender, and the path nodes are going to be Smorgasborg, where the defenders are going to be guaranteed that they're going to purify all debuffs that you put on them. But that being said, you're still going to want to put a lot of debuffs on them, because every 30 seconds there's going to be a timer that wears out. For every debuff that they purify, they're going to get a charge on them. If they have less than 10 of those charges, they're going to regenerate 10% of their health. If they have 10 or more of their charges, they will actually degen 10% of their health. So you'll still get benefit by putting as many debuffs onto them as possible, and you want to make sure that you're going to have your champions in that you can consistently put debuffs on there with. Also along the way, they are going to have Foresight, which intercepting the defender's attack with a basic attack will actually earn you a Fury charge, increasing your attack rating. And finally, Bubble Shield. Hitting into their blocks is going to decrease your block proficiency, so be careful doing so. Make sure that you're timing it. Get your parries in so that you can make sure that you're timing your own fights and not doing too much hitting into their blocks, something that we all know I do a little too much anyways. Along the path here, you're going to go ahead and face Hercules, Dr. Octopus, Odin, Yondu, Silver Surfer, and Warlock before hitting over to Kang. Now, you will obviously have that option to switch out a champion as you have had in any other level before this. Now, with the path we did take here, I will let you know, you are not going to be removing any of the slipstreams, so that is going to limit you a little bit on the extra that you can do there. But this is a fairly straightforward and easy enough path. Let's go ahead and talk about the Kang fight a little bit here. In order to do this, you're going to have to understand that you're going to need to earn slipstream charges. Now, how to earn those charges is either by performing parries, heavies, intercepts, or specials. Now, you cannot do the same slipstream twice in a row. It won't count unless you do a different one. So you're going to have to keep that in mind, that you're going to have to alternate between them. You can alternate easily enough between parries and heavies, occasionally also adding that intercept in there, and when you get the chance, a special. Now, Kang is going to have 4 phases here. The thing about it is anytime you've heard 4 phases before this fight, you probably are thinking, okay, well, so much of his health each time. This is what I was thinking. I didn't really pay attention, didn't take into consideration that the phases actually will be that he will fully regen his entire health 3 times on you. So like I said, he has 4 phases. He actually has 4 full lives. You have nothing you can do about it. Once it kicks in, he instantly goes back to full health. We'll talk about that more when we get there. Now, in Phase 2, he is, again, Special 2 locked. Keep that in mind. He can't go above the Special 2. Nice thing to have available to you. You, again, still cannot repeat the same slipstream twice in a row. Now, the next thing that is going to change is when he does his counters, they will either come at you at one of 3 different speeds, either at the speed you're used to, a slower version, or a faster version, and it's going to be random which one it does this. Now you're going to go over into Phase 3. Now Kang is going to become immune to Nullify, Stagger, and Fate Seal at this point. You're also going to have to keep in mind that you can now not repeat the same slipstream last 2 slipstreams that you have done. So you need to have a rotation of at least 3 that you're going through at this point. His specials are now going to come at you at variable speeds. So again, they'll either be faster than normal, slower than normal, or at the regular speed. So you're going to have to take this into consideration when you're trying to dex and things along those lines. Very important. Now in phase 4, you again cannot use the same slipstream that you of the last 2 you have used, so you still need that rotation of 3 or more. Next, he is going to be immune to a purify and cleanse effects. And lastly, every 80 seconds, he's going to get a special 3. So these may be ones where you have to go in a couple different times to earn up a few different slipstreams and then go down and do it. What I took into consideration was using small revives, and I would revive, go in, earn a couple slipstreams, let him take me down, come back in until I was up to that 8th or 9th slipstream built up. Because at the point that you kick over to your 10th slipstream is when you can actually do your damage to him. What I would do, like I said, is go in at 20% health until I got to 8 or 9, and then I would heal all the way up so that I had more health to make sure that I could last longer in the fight. I'd go in, earn my 1 to 2 slipstreams, get him into the wounded stage, do as much damage as possible, and continue on trying to build up more slipstreams and doing damage as much as possible until he finally took me down. Rinse and repeat until he goes down. We'll look at that a little bit more when we get into the fight here, obviously. Let's go ahead and get on to the path here. Okay, right off the bat here, we brought in Nick Fury to go ahead and take down Hercules. Just going in, like I said, we're trying to get as many of those debuffs put on him as possible. Nick Fury's really good about stacking those. You can see we're already up to 20 of them real quick. That's going to make it real easy to make sure that he's constantly doing that degen upon himself every 30 seconds. Just going ahead and rinse and repeat, get up above those 10, make sure that before that runs out that you get right there. And, you know, obviously you're going to be doing your own damage as well as they're going to degen themselves another 10% and do you the favor of making it easier. So rinse and repeat this over and over again. This is why we made sure that we brought in champions that were known for being able to stack a lot of debuffs in a short number of time. Obviously, we didn't mean to take the special 3 there, but that still gave us a chance to get that degen in, and we were able to get him into his immortality phase. Just got to wait this out and be kind of careful. Obviously, we do have the advantage that if we had to, we could go into the LMD form and buy ourselves a little extra time on that. Luckily enough, we didn't have to. Over here with Cosmic Ghost Rider, trying to stack up charges as well against Doc Ock here. Same thing. This is where it's going to come into play, is it's going to be about the champions that you brought in that are able to stack multiple charges quickly. I did mention the fact that we did switch out Hercules, and instead we did not bring him in initially because he doesn't really stack debuffs that well. So what we did is we swapped him out for Black Widow Deadly Origin. Obviously, she can stack up tons of charges real quick with that. The amount of electrical charges that she does on a regular basis. You can see here we also brought in Hyperion so that we could use him as well, because obviously off the SP1 we could sit here and just put that burn on there quickly. We did screw up right here where we actually didn't get him on there quickly enough and gave him that regen. But you can see, like I said, Black Widow Deadly Origin was able to come in here and she just stacks charges real quickly. We're already up to 15 right now, 18, sorry. All right, and so we're just going to keep stacking those up. And over to Odin, which using Iceman, obviously, you know, he's instantly going to put a charge on there for him to debuff, or to purify, I should say. And then you can just start stacking them up from there. Unfortunately, been a little while since I've used Iceman consistently, so I didn't quite do what I was planning on doing there. So we had to go over to Nick Fury, obviously, go-to champion. When it comes to being able to stack bleeds and stuff, he is very consistent. So that is extremely nice for this particular dynamic. Um, and so we just went ahead and went through Odin. I mean, honestly, if you can let them do most of the damage to themselves, you do have to be careful. Try and make sure you are baiting those specials. You don't want to screw up like I am here and pushing him over into that SP3. It definitely is not something you want to be taking to the face. Obviously, we can survive it with the LMD and getting over into the true Nick Fury, but it's not worth doing that if you don't have to. So, but we were able to go ahead and finish him off and get over here to Yondu. Now, obviously, being in true Nick Fury form, we really couldn't take much damage at that point. These fights are heavy hitters. Keep that in mind, that what they're going to hit you for. Every little slip up, you're going to feel it. So don't get cocky, don't get arrogant, don't think you're going to come in here on a little revive and make one or two mistakes. If you need to heal up, heal up. Be prepared for this. Be prepared for the idea that, you know, the path is going to take a little bit out of you, and you may need to have your champions stacked up. You're going to want to have a decent amount of potions and revives in place. Obviously, know your skill level. Obviously, there are people out there that can do the entire path without any potions, any revives, and that is what we've all seen 100 times. But we've talked about it 1,000 times on the channel here. We're not about necessarily showing you the perfect. We're about showing you that you can get through it. Be aware. These fights will be consuming, but if you can find 5 champions that you can consistently put debuffs on these guys, they'll eat themselves alive. You only have to do it a few times, and between your own personal damage and the damage that they will do to themselves, though that 10% every 30 seconds helps you quite a bit. So keep that in mind and just keep pushing through here. You can see we've almost got Yondu down. Obviously, class advantage is a bigger help as well. But Yondu can be a pain. Came over here to Silver Surfer. Another fight that we knew was probably going to be a pain. Probably should have stuck with having Tigra in for this one. I think with her ruptures, we could have probably done quite a bit more on some of these fights, now that I'm really thinking about it. But, you know, that's one of the things as we watch back on some of this play. It's a lot easier to Monday morning quarterback than it is to necessarily do it at the moment. But we were able to go ahead and push through. We didn't necessarily do our big guys. We did the guys that we thought were going to work the best. And they were able to get us through this path and get us on our way to Kang. We are almost there, and that's going to be where things really get interesting here. But do keep in mind, you know, like I said, make sure you're built up. These are not going to be easy champions. These are going, you know, Warlock is definitely no one to shrug your shoulders at. Silver Surfer is going to be difficult on a normal basis. He is somebody that you're going to want to take consideration for. We were able to go ahead and push through. I do believe we had to bring 4 champions in to take down Warlock. Wasn't our best gameplay against him by any means. But we are going to go ahead and get him down here. Obviously, Black Widow Deadly Origin does quite a bit for us. If we were able to actually keep those shocks on him, it would do even more. But it does help having right there that degen just kicking in, and you'll see them just go ahead and come down. But we revived her one more time, and I do believe this one should be where we were able to go ahead and wrap him up. You know, guys, don't be afraid to make sure that you have your potions built up, your revives built up, your units built up, because you can get through this. Looks like we did have to go in one last time. I was incorrect. It was 5, not 4. I should have noted that. But we do have things noted really well for the Kang fight, which will be here in just a few seconds. Probably should have sped this one up a little bit more, huh, guys? So, no, really, honestly, guys. Warlock can, he's a pain normally. But, yeah, we swapped out Iceman for Hercules. Hercules is going to do most of the work on this one. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat here, the first thing we did is we had, after going through Gwenpool, or Gwynmaster, and the first iteration of Kang here, we were able to go ahead and just power through them and do some debuffs and kind of cheese our way a little bit. And I'll be fully honest about that. It didn't play out quite as bad as the Grandmaster did. So I wanted to test the theory. Can we do this without necessarily getting all of our slipstreams right and doing everything perfectly? Can we stack enough debuffs to take him down? So I first tried Hercules for just pure power. Then back over here to Black Widow Deadly Origin. Let's see, can we stack shocks? Weren't able to do that. So obvious over to Nick Fury. How much is bleed damage going to do? If I can't bleed them, it ain't going to happen. So yeah, you could see. But right here, this is the first time that we perform our first slipstream. Like I said, Dex that special, and we're able to go ahead and get that first slipstream off. And what we did is start powering through and working up and realizing that it's just not going to go. No matter how much, we're just doing nothing here. So we come over here to Hercules and we start actually working on pulling off our slipstreams. We stumble through, honestly, and actually more so than anything, kind of screw up our way into earning our first 10 slipstreams. And then we're able to see real damage. That's going to be coming up here in just a second. You can see we're already up to 6 slipstreams there. 7. Going to stumble over into an 8th one right. Oh, right here. 9. And we come back and here we go. We got to the 10th and you can see here the amount of damage that you can do once you actually perform. There you go. We landed the hit. All you got to do is land a hit and then he becomes wounded. Now we screwed up a little bit because he's going to be stunned the whole entire time, so we didn't really need to do the backup that we did right there for a second. But we are able to get down almost 50% of the way. Now remember, guys, I said in the beginning, I didn't necessarily study this properly. I briefly looked over what a lot of different people had said to me, a couple videos. And so I'm at this point. I'm down to 37% life left on him. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to get through this. I'm feeling really good about it. I've stumbled my way through, and I'm going to take Kang down. I just got to pull off a couple more slipstreams. So we keep trying, get our 5. Like, I'm doing really good, honestly, because I'm feeling great about it. Because I pulled 5 right off the bat coming back in. And then we went for the special 3, a little bit of extra damage, come back in, pull off another couple slipstreams. We'll revive a couple times if we have to. We'll just go ahead and get 2 or 3 per time. And we're going to get him. Right now, again, 2 more. So just got to stick with the plan. There's number 8. Feeling really good about it. 9. 10. Now we just got him wounded. Right there. We're going to take him, guys. 5%, 2%, 1%. And there's that final punch. He's going down, everybody. We're about to win it all. And nope. This happens. And the first time you see this, it's going to be a little infuriating, especially if you're not prepared for this. So I hope you've watched to this point in the video. If you have, comment, tell me. Hey, if you've lived through this, comment, tell me how infuriating was it that first time that he came all the way back to life. So we then just nonstop again, rotate through over and over again, just revived up every time that we went down, pick up a few more slipstreams. You can see we're pulling up 2, 3, 4 at a time, all the way up to 10s. Go ahead, do 25, 50% damage, take him down, get through another phase, you know, or just working there. You can see just over and over again. 4 this time, 5, gonna just small revives, you know, going through whatever I have for single revives. Just keep bringing in Hercules. I did bring in Nick Fury for just a second there to see if I couldn't bleed him a little extra. Get over to the 10th one again, wound him again, down in, and now we're getting ready, just so close. 6% health off of that one. Got a slipstream again for 6% health. But again, just go ahead, keep going, earn those slipstreams up to 4. Gonna go for it again, another revive, 5, 6, 7, and he's through it. On our way up, 3, 4, again, 5, 6, 7. Gonna pick up an 8, 9, into the wounded phase. Come in at full health, put him in the wounded phase, do max damage, take him down to almost 50%. Go ahead, rinse and repeat. Go down, small revives again. Just go ahead. Again, come in, get 2, 3, 4, how many ever you can get. We're already up to 4 here. Down, up to get up to 6 there, 7. Come back in off of another revive. Got 8 and 9. Power healed all the way up. Go in there with 10. Bring him back down. Got him down to 30% this time. And there we go. Next phase. Finally into that last phase. Just one more time. All we got to do, rinse and repeat again. By this point, though, I'm going to tell you, we're starting to run out of single revives. So we're going to have to get into the team revives. We know that not everybody else is going to pull it off as slick as Hercules does, but we're going to go ahead and rotate through everybody. If we can get 1 off of them, great. If we can get 3 off of them, great. Once we get up to the point that we know that we've got 8 or 9 on there, I revive up Hercules. I make sure he's on. He's on deck as the last guy every single time so that he can pick up that final amount of damage. We're down to 40% left on Kang on the final phase. Again, just trying to pick up slipstreams off of everybody. Anybody that I can get several off of. I know if I can get to that 8th one, I know Hercules will get 10. And here we are. We're at 9. Walking in. 43% damage, life left on Kang. We need 1 slipstream and 1 time of hitting him. And we can go ahead and power through this. Don't back off. Don't let off. Just keep doing it. Doesn't matter. Get as much as possible. Special 3. Go for as much damage right down there. And bring in the relic. 3% health left. We got to watch out for this hit. Come off of him. Power through that last 1% of life. Screw the slipstreams. We're just going. And you are done. There it is, guys. That's the final level. That's Paragon title. All you got to do, pick who do you want your rank 4 to be. As soon as you got that rank 4 champion, there you go. Highest title in the game. And we earned it right before 4th of July. Just in time to get those best deals. You guys can more than do it from now to the banquet event. Speaking of which, we're going to spend our time from now to the banquet event with a brand new account, working to see how far we can get. I was so proud. I had to share this stuff with my alliance mates, with my teammates, with everybody on my line chat. Everybody, I would have shared it on my Discord if I had started that by now, but we have that. Make sure you guys check out the description below. Hit me up on line chat, Discord. Make sure you say it in the comments. Let me know how this felt for you guys, because I know it was a proud moment for me. It took me about 2 hours, but we were more than able to get through that. Earned that Paragon title, bragged a little bit, got over the 4th of July, and went and did those 4th of July deals. Make sure you guys jump over and check out that opening as well. We'll be back tomorrow starting with some new stuff out there. But guys, thank you for joining me for the journey from going all the way from Cavalier to Paragon in 2023. And I know every one of you guys can do it too. Get those champions leveled up. Get in there. Let me know what can I help you with, and I'll see you back for the next one. Peace out.